Okay people, this is himself, and welcome to another Countering with King video. In this episode, we're going to take a look at Hwoarang. Now if you haven't watched one of these before, then the format is simple. Basically, I show you some of my online gameplay, and then after each match, I jump into practice mode. In there, I analyse a particular aspect of the character and show you ways to deal with it. Now if you're not a King player, don't worry, because often what I show can be applied regardless of your main. Now from my gameplay you can see that my knowledge of Hwoarang is not so good. I don't know his frames, but from what I've gathered he's someone that can apply pressure and use mix-ups. He also has some really good power crush moves, and that's what I'll be talking about first in practice mode. Also, you can see that I'm currently at Destroyer rank, but I'd really like to know where you are. This will give me an idea of what kind of level I should be aiming my stuff at. So to help me out, let me know in the comments what your rank is. One of the moves this guy used is DF34. This comes out in 22 frames, but it's also a power crush, and I think it's his only power crush move from regular stance. The good thing though is that it's minus 14, so we can punish with back plus 2-1. What I'd actually do though is reverse that second kick. This guarantees you a people's elbow and you do more damage than the 14 frame punish. Now as well as doing it from regular stance, he can also do it from left flamingo. But he does have another option, back plus 3. This is also mid and it's actually safe at minus 12. He can also do something similar from right flamingo and the frames are exactly the same. However, the most dangerous power crush move he has is backlash. This comes from right stance and not only does it absorb hits, it launches, homes and it's plus 4 on block. Now that to me makes it one of, if not the best power crush move in the whole game. The weakness though is that it's a high, but just ducking against right stance can be risky. Fortunately, we do have some tricks that we can use. As long as our jab is crushed early, we can duck and punish the move. We can also use the shoulder, reverse and Atlas hammer. My personal favourite though is going straight into giant swing. This will actually catch him before the kick comes out, and since he's power crushing, he can't break it. Now one thing I did try was his chain throws, but sadly these connect too late so he can escape. I also tried back plus 2-4. My hope was that the kick would go into Olympian slam, but sadly he crushes it like a normal move. The last move I want to talk about here is back plus 1. Now this isn't a power crush, but it's highly evasive. It also moves to King's left, which is considered his weaker side, but is minus 14 so we can block and punish.
Round 1. Fight. KO. Round 2. Fight. KO. Round 3. Fight.
비슷하기 같은 건 없어?
Now in the previous section we talked a bit about flamingo stances, so in this section I'm going to show you how to deal with them. In almost all cases, when you block a move that goes into left flamingo, Hwoarang actually has frame advantage. It might look like he's vulnerable, but he's not, and that means that he can apply a mix-up. But a general way of dealing with this is to sidewalk left. This will avoid most of his follow-ups, and the further away you are, the easier it is. The moves that will catch you here are 2, back +1 and back +4. Back +1 we already talked about. 2 is -2 on block, so he's pretty much neutral. On hit though it's +9, so he's completely in control. Back +4 on the other hand is -8, so you can't punish, but you can use F +4. On hit though it's +7, so again he's in control. Now the way to deal with those 3 is to sidewalk right, but the danger is that you end up eating back +3. I already said that this was a power crush, but it's also homing, and on top of that you get the spin around, so against the wall you can get splattered. Now right flamingo is a bit more complicated. The way to sidewalk is right, but the thing is the moves that catch you are a bit more dangerous. One of them is D4-3, this will sweep you and he gets good damage. It is possible to block and punish, but the move comes out in 20 frames, so it's pretty much unseeable, and that means that you have to get a hard read. Putting all that together, the way to weaken his flamingo stances is to sidewalk in the direction his shoulders are facing. That way you kill most of his options. But it doesn't mean that you should do it every time. There's cases when he has a lot of frame advantage, even on block, so you have to learn when he doesn't have that and then sidewalk some of the time. That way you let him know that he's not always going to have it his way.
Round 1. Fight. Perfect. Round 2. Fight. KO. Round 3. Fight. KO. Round 4. Fight. KO. You win.
In this section, I want to talk about how to defend against some of the attacks you saw. Let's start off with this one, D4-4. This is a safe counter hit launcher and it crushes highs. So what good Hwoarang players will do is create a frame trap, invite you to jab and then land that counter hit. Now the way to deal with this is to duck the second hit even if you get hit by the first. If you don't do this, he's just going to do it over and over again and eventually he is going to launch you. Another safe launcher he has is up 3+4. Now being a jumping move, you'd expect it to be somewhat punishable, but it's actually -7, so your best bet is probably to chest bump. This is almost uninterruptible and you get frame advantage. Speaking of frame advantage, one move you'll see a lot is D3-4. This comes out of his regular stance, but you can also do it from left flamingo. Now the reason this move is so good is that it's a natural combo and it's plus frames. Now the way to deal with this is to sidewalk left. Trying to anticipate the low and crouch is a bit risky, so this is your only real option. Another move I want to talk about is back plus 3. This is a mid hitting launcher and really it should only be used as a whiff punisher. But if you end up blocking it, know that it's minus 19. That means not only is it a launch punishable move, but near a wall you can wall bounce. Now there's a lot more to Hwoarang, especially when you consider all his frame traps. But there's no doubt I'll come across another player in the future, and when that happens I'll take a look at it then. In the meantime, drop me a like and also check out my kick reversal video. This is a damn good tool and you should definitely make use of it.